The man picked up a steel knife and pried out one of his own teeth. Then, he pulled a diamond out from where the tooth had been. The man's name was Archer, a mercenary who smuggled diamonds. But on this particular day, he'd disguised himself as a journalist, planning to smuggle diamonds into a neighboring country. Unfortunately, he was caught by government troops and thrown in jail. Around the same time, a large group of black enslaved people were also herded into the prison. Just then, a rebel overseer shouted at Solomon, who was in the cell, demanding to know where he'd hidden the pigeon egg-sized pink diamond. Seeing this, Solomon took off his clothes right away and yelled at the rebels to stop their actions, all to cover up the truth about the diamond. But Archer, who was watching from the side, seemed to sense something was off. As soon as he was bailed out of prison, he immediately asked his associate to bail Solomon out too. Solomon was released soon after. He hurried back to his hometown to look for his family. But even after checking every list of people he could find, he had no luck tracing their whereabouts. Just as Solomon was drowning in sorrow, Archer took the chance to track him down. Solomon knew all too well how white men operated, though. Still, he had no other options. Sticking with a white man was at least a way to stay alive. The two men made their way to the government troops' territory. Archer and his journalist friend helped Solomon find his wife, but his son was still missing. If the boy had the misfortune of falling into the rebels' hands, he'd be turned into a cold-blooded killing machine by them. Desperate to find his son as soon as possible, Solomon decided to head back into the war zone. Archer didn't stop him, either, because the only way to find that huge pink diamond was to go back to the war zone. Before leaving, Archer found the female journalist and told her the entire inside story of Conflict Diamonds. It turned out that all the diamonds mined here were smuggled into neighboring countries, where buyers would pay off customs officials to issue fake certificates. This way, Conflict Diamonds could be passed off as legal ones. After that, they'd end up in legitimate diamond companies, which would corner the entire diamond market. The diamonds were stored in hidden underground vaults, and every once in a while, a batch would be released to drive up diamond prices. The female journalist was left stunned after hearing this. But as they were on their way to the war zone, they were suddenly ambushed by rebels.